All righty, welcome in. Sunday fun day. How you doing, John Kim, bro? Today's been a good one, man. I'm enjoying it. It's cold, crisp up in the northwest, but clear. First to class. Respect. Get it? Today we are going to take the concept we learned yesterday, compound interest, the eighth wonder of the world, and we're going to begin to look at how we look at it. What is our mindset? What is our perspective? What is our application of what these principles are? The chapter we're discussing is why or how money creates money. That is an issue that we all need to better understand and appreciate and start to prepare ourselves for. So, am I going to be watching those Cougs? Oh yeah, 7:30. Cougs kickoff. Who's coming in? Can I get a go Cougs from anybody watching? Anybody tuning in? When was the last time we played Sunday night football against the Trojans? Got to get it. This is the epitome of Washington State fandom. Is yesterday the Huskies, UW, lost to the Huskies, and our articles that came out today where if the Cougs can win out, we win the Pac-12 North. That's a long way to go, but that's just the mindset. That's what you got to have. So today we are going to be talking about chapter 2, wrapping it up, how money creates money, how long we see money, and what kind of lens that we actually look at our money through. So yesterday I challenged you around the eighth wonder of the world, compound interest. What you want to do is go and Google, find a compound interest calculator, one that is going to be useful and one that you are going to get to continually come back to, and begin to use that as a tool. What is your number? Can you get to $200 a month? Can you get to $50 a month? What is that idea, that concept that you have in your mind? And then playing into this theory of compound interest. Albert Einstein, one of the greatest minds to ever live, deemed it the eighth wonder of the world. And again, he said, those who understand this concept earn it, those who don't pay it. We just learned to formula in school like a week ago. John Freeman, that's what I'm talking about. They're going to teach you that formula, time value of money formula, present value equal or future value equals the present value times 1 plus R, exponential to the end. Yesterday, our takeaway was that exponential, the end, time is our asset, time is what we use. But what I am disappointed in schools is they're not going to show you why it works. They're not going to show you how to go make it for you. Compound interest is a great concept, but how do you apply it? None of this matters if you don't go and apply it. If all we do is learn and don't apply, it's pointless. It's worthless. Why financial literacy, why financial empowerment has failed in the past is because people can hear, but the difference between knowledge and behavior is shifting into actually going to apply it. So definitely going to watch the Cougs after this. Got a couple go Cougs out there on both sides now. Appreciate that. But today I want to begin. Yesterday we talked about compound interest. Today we're talking about how we see money and what type of lens we see it through. So if I were to ask you, if I handed you $100, what is the first thing you would go buy with it? What is the first thing you would do with $100? Secure the bag. Appreciate you. Shit you should know. Great podcast. Holler at your podcast. Shit you should know. Good podcast. Go check it out. So I handed you a $100 bill. What runs through your mind? I got $100. What am I going to spend on it? Go ahead and drop it in the comments. Something you're going to go spend $100 on. Nothing. Put it in savings. John Kim, he's here. First to class. He knows where I'm going, but we're not there yet. Naturally, most people, have you been live for now? How long? Bills. I like it. Index fund. Boom. These are the concepts that we're starting to learn, starting to appreciate. I ran out on the end of the Hawks game. I thought they had it in the bag, but I might be wrong. So what we're talking about is $100. Most people, as we offer them a $100 bill, $100 feels good. They take it. How long you been live? We starting every day at 7 o'clock Eastern. So we've only been going for about 4 minutes. You haven't missed anything. Mike Merck, $100, spend 50, invest 50. I like that. That's good. Wayne Diamond, you haven't missed it. Go Cougs. I like it. BWG, we got one tonight. We got to go get one. Mike Burke, our winner, he understands. But as you listen to this, BWG, go Cougs all day. $100, how do you go and spend it? Now I increase that number. Now, tomorrow morning, you woke up, you have $1,000 fresh cash sitting in your bank account. What do you go do with that? How does that change your mindset? How does that change the way you see money? How does that change the way what you're going to go do with it? I don't know how to save money. I just like football. J-Rock, I ain't mad at you. I've come across thousands, including myself, players, athletes just like you. So where do we invest it? Western, we're going to get there. Stay with me today. I'll give you some advice. We're also going to cover that more deeply in the investing chapter and what is our best account chapter. So that is what the money vehicle process is all about. You cannot build Rome in a day. You got to continue. You have to learn. You have to change your behaviors. Today, we're changing possibly one of our most important behaviors around our mindset. Buy some small Mexican companies. Wayne, I ain't mad at you. I mean, that's a interesting growth area. So if that's what you know, by all means, get in it. I know I have to invest it, but I don't really know how. That's what I want to learn from you, bro. John Kim, that's where we're at. Every day of December, we're going to take little bites. If I jumped on here for 3 hours and I gave it to you all in one day, nobody would remember it. Nobody would do anything. That's why we're taking it piece by piece. Do you have stocks in Tesla? I do own Tesla for a couple of reasons. One, I own global indexes, which own Tesla. Two, Tesla's about to join the S&P 500 index, which I also own. So do I have individual stocks in Tesla? No. But I do own it. I do own my share of Tesla. So if and when and as it goes up, I do get to profit off of that. Buy Seth, BWG. So let's get back to our question of the day. $100. Most people say, I'm going to go spend it. I'm going to go out to dinner. I'm going to go get a new pair of shoes, new clothes. $1,000. People trying to start to change their mindset. $1,000. Well, you know, I do want a car, or I do want to go to that concert, or I do want to go on vacation. I'm going to save up for a specific event. John Kim, you can learn a ton on YouTube for free and learn a lot. Graham Stephen, good recommendation. Roth contributions, Parker Freeman, love it. The third ask and third question of the day, $100, how do you go spend? Most people. $1,000, how do you save? Because I want to save up for a specific event. And that third one is if you woke up tomorrow and all of a sudden $10,000 were sitting in your bank account. Not 100, not 1,000, now $10,000. This is exactly where most people begin to shift their mindset around how they see money. Most people begin to see $10,000 and begin to say, well, how do I go use this? How am I going to take this and make it go to work for me? That is the mindset shift that we are here to learn. You want to talk about saving money. You want to talk about investing money. You want to talk about how you can become a millionaire. The first step is to change a habit. We're going to talk next chapter about more routines, processes, systems, and cash management, and really how to set it up. But today you begin with this first habit. I handed you $100. You thought, how do I get to spend it? I handed you $1,000. How do I spend? How do I save? I hand you $10,000. You begin to question and say, well, now how do I really use this? You said Ken K to be debt-free. John Kim, I'm not mad at debt-free. Debt-free is a great process. Dave Ramsey pioneered the debt-free mindset. I don't believe I need to be debt-free. I believe there is some debt that is good debt that makes me get to go and work elsewhere. We're going to start talking about some of those concepts. Eliminate my credit card debt. That is one. Oh, snap. Hawks just lost to the Giants. Wow, didn't see that coming. That's a bad loss for the Seahawks. That's not good. So eliminating credit card debt. We're definitely going to be talking about credit card debt here in a few days. That is one I would recommend to absolutely everyone for a few reasons. Number one being that concept we learned about 2 days ago, interest. Credit cards charge you over 20% in interest, typically annually. Unless we're talking about mortgage. Mortgage could be good debt. Try to put it into college. Do you still have your NFL earnings? J-Rock. Absolutely. That's why I'm teaching. That's why I wrote a book. That's why I have a class, is because I woke up in the NFL and realized if I don't do it differently, I'm going to end up a statistic. And the statistics are 70% of professional athletes do not have what they earned throughout their career. So that question I asked you earlier, $100,000, $10,000, it begins one of my favorite analogies around what type of ore are you? Are you a spendor? Are you a savor? Or are you an investor? Do all three of those actually end in OR? No, but for marketing purposes, what type of ore are you is a much better question than how long do you see money or what do you do with your money? So what type of ore are you? You have to be able to answer this question accurately. If you are a spendor, you see money on a day-to-day time frame. I made it $100, I spent $100. Again, I've shared this with you. My first NFL check, my first big check, came in and went out the day I spent it or the day I got it. Now I bought an engagement ring. It was cute. It's a good investment. My wife and I are still married. But the idea that I woke up the day after getting a major check from my employer and it was gone shocked me into the reality that I knew nothing about money. My boss said spending is more fun than saving. Your boss doesn't understand how money works, number one. Your boss also doesn't understand how freedom feels. And he or she really doesn't interpret the idea that spending money in a moment is only a momentary enjoyment. Having money and making it go to work for you is a lifelong replenishment. How do I get scouts to notice me if I'm a kicker? We'll talk about that here in a little bit, Mason. How do you get scouts to notice you? Obviously, make your kicks. You know what I mean? Do you graduate from Wazoo before making the league? Yes, I did. I graduated Washington State with an accounting degree. So how you see that type of ore? Do I see money on a day-to-day? Savers see the money in a year-to-year, maybe even 2 years. Investors start to see money 5, 10, 30-year time frame. My boss makes $4 million a year. How much do they keep? $4 million. I was in wealth management for 5 years. Talked to plenty of people who make millions of dollars who have nothing to say and nothing to show for it. Sorry, bro. Kickers don't get scouted. You have to walk on. That's real. I'd look into walking on, maybe going to community college. And if your boss is making $4 million a year, ask them what they did, how they got there. I ain't mad at that. Is the Acorns app a good start? I like it. I look at it. I love Acorns. I have no affiliation with Acorns. They've done some articles and cool things like that on me. But yes, if you're looking to begin your financial journey, if you want to start investing, I think Acorns is a great, great tool to get you on the road. So we started talking about what type of ore, that mindset, that mentality. I want to introduce you. This is more of the science behind money management. This is the idea of what is your money script. So day to day, month to month, year to year, decade to decade, that time frame, it boils down to how you see money. And I want you all to recognize today that interpretation, that messaging to yourself, how you see money, this money script, is nothing you should judge. Your money script is depicted by your parents, your upbringing, your culture, the people you're around, your friends. 1,000 different things impact your money script. What I am asking you to do today is simply acknowledge it, identify it. Here are 4, and I'm going to end with a 5th, but here are the 4 high-level money scripts. You have money avoiders. You have people who say, I don't want to have anything to do with it. Don't talk to me about money. I don't want to know about money. I'm going to go make it, spend it, live it. Money is just not a topic or a discussion I want to have. You have money as a status. These are people who believe their net worth is their self-worth. They want to continually show you, look at what I have. This is what money means to me. It defines who I am as my status. You have people who are money worshipers, believing that next paycheck, that next dollar is always going to be the problem solver. If you think all I need is a $5,000 raise, all I need is $1 million, all I need is this, J-Rock, good for you. Honestly, identifying yourself is such a massive step. It's a major, major piece to the puzzle because so many people go through this life, go through money, and are like, I don't understand what the problem is. And yet they have no idea what their natural inclination is to tell them what money is. I'll just keep working. I'll do anything to get my God to get to the league, bro. Hey, you got to believe people will give everything to get to the league. Work ethic is a necessary first step. There's a lot of other steps after that. I'm definitely a spender. That's got to change. Sam, day to day. Why we've talked about compound interest yesterday, a concept I'm going to introduce you today with that time value of money piece. It is all between Sam goes out, earns. Sam is an earner. I ain't mad. That's a great way to do it, but you got to start creating money. That's what the chapter 2 topic is about. How does money create money? Your chances are slim. I'm sorry to say. Good luck. Everyone's chances are slim. So that's the truth of trying to make it to the league. Money avoider. Money is a status. Money is a worship. Money vigilant. So if you are money vigilant, this is what most people look at and say, well, that's the one that I should be. They are consumed. They are constantly thinking about it to the point of anxiety. If you are measuring every dollar, every penny, if you are looking at it and it is holistically consuming your life, money vigilant people are usually cheaper, usually have more, but they don't have a great relationship with it. It's not a positive. And so if you notice those 4 money scripts, they all have a positive or a negative lens to them. If I avoid money, it's because it doesn't control me. If money is my status and my net worth, it is at least important to me. If I worship money, it's at least trying to solve problems. If I'm money vigilant, I'm concerned with it. Those concepts are not bad. You just have to identify. And a lot of people say, well, I have a little bit of 2 of them. I'm a little bit of all 4 of them. But the 5th and final money script, the one that I and we at Money Vehicle want you to get to, is this concept of using money. Using money. Using it means you understand it, you have a strategy for it, and you're being efficient with it. And as you do that, your script, your mindset, your entire perspective of money shifts and changes. So that is where we want to get to today. Why do we all have to become investors? Why do we have to make our money go to work for us? It's because there's a monster out there called inflation. If you put $1 million in a bank account and let it just ride in there, it's going to lose money each and every year. BWG says, I'm good at investing about half my money, but I completely blow the other half. So you have filled 2 of the 5 money buckets. We're going to talk about our money buckets here in the next few days. That is our cash management system we're building into, but we have to take it step by step. The first question we answered was, why do you care? The second one is, how does money create money? Next, we're going to start talking about how do you control the money that you have. Wayne Diamond says, I lose $20K a year. Become a linebacker. $20K a year if you put that money in a bank account and let inflation eat at it. So that is what we don't want to do. We want to begin to employ our money. I love this example, and this is going to be a quick little visual. But if you have 3 friends, 3 people, and they're all trying to go and figure out their finances. Got a new microphone, trying to check it out, trying to make it work. Ooh, let me go mirror. Do they mirror mode? Bam. Do the interest on the banks not account for inflation? No. So banks institute their federal rate. That's comes from the Fed, and it has been lowest historically. That's why we get low loans right now, is because the federal funds rate is low. So that does not have anything to do with inflation. They try to control it, but it is by all on its mean. So as I see these 3 friends, all right, now I'm mirroring, so I got to go backwards. Everybody goes out and they go get their first paycheck. Oh no. They go get that first paycheck. If I am a spender, what I do is I go and I look at that movie I wanted to go to. I go get a book. I go, anybody have a good a musician. I go buy something, and immediately my paycheck came in and went out. Now, if I am a saver and an investor, I start to look at this and I say, well, I as a saver, I don't want to just go buy a CD. I know whoever, drop in the comments, a musician y'all like, I know whoever's coming to town in a month or 2. I want to save up. I want to have an entire date night. I want to go out. I want to go hang out with my buddies, my girl, whoever it is. That's what I'm saving up for. When I get to become an investor, I look at that first paycheck and I say, I don't want to spend it. I want to make it to go to work for me. How do I do that? Big Taylor Swift fan. Hey, T Swift, respect the skills. So As you look at this, the saver and investor get to say one thing. I now can take this money I have earned and I'm going to go get someone to pay me interest on it, someone to pay me to use my money. So as they go, they find a bank and the bank says, I'll give you X. Boom. One just became two. As you looked at not spending, but learning to use your money, employed it, you immediately started to earn it and it started to create. When you explain that, it makes me hate spending. Thank you for this honest to God. Well, I don't want you to hate spending, but I do want you to see the power of your choices. And that's where we're going to get to. That's what this system is all about. It's not that I hate spending, but how can I have a system that my spending is included with my saving, my investing, my debts, my taxes, my charitable. That is the cash management system. That is money buckets. That is what the money vehicle mission is about. I don't want you to hate any part of it, but I do want you to have a strategy and a plan for it. So week 2 comes, everybody goes and gets their next paycheck. Bam, 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 bam. What do you think the spender goes and does? You know it. They go out, they went to, a million different ways to spend their money. The saver and the investor say, again, I'm earning those dollars. I want them to go to work for me. I found that bank that was going to give me $1 for every dollar I put in their bank account. Now I have 3, and now I have 3. So now I'm going to get $3 strategically from that new bank. So 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. That bank, that person, that thing says they're going to pay me 1, which is 100% interest. I get that, for everything I put in there. So I had 3 in them. They started to pay me 3. The last week, I want to show you, goes and gets 1 more. Everybody went and earned that, babysitting at the movie theater, lifeguard, whatever you want to talk about. You know it. This time they say, oh, hey, but, I'm going to go buy my sister a good birthday present. Good for you. Now the saver says, T Swift. T Swift came to town. That concert I've been saving up for, that concert, well, here you go. She took 4, they took 4 of their hard-earned and created dollars and went to the concert. Nothing wrong with that. That's exactly what they were saving up for. I'm cool with that. That's a good, strong strategy. They still have 3, so the bank is going to still pay them 1, 2, 3. But this is where you want to become and see what an investor feels like. So somebody on here said, my boss says it's more fun to spend than it is to save. This is where both become fun. So I now have, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 in here. What is that bank going to pay me? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Now look at what I have working for me. This person has learned how to use money. They've learned what employing their dollars looks like. And in a very short time, they start to understand that saving is fun, spending can be fun, but now I have power. Now I have leverage. Now I start to see the game of money differently. And now with these, how many is that? 7, 10, 13, 14. Now I have 14. And now if I want to go get dinner, I can go get dinner. Now if I want to go to a movie, I go to a movie. I got to find my cap. Don't want a pen to dry out. We'll find that cap later. That is the difference. That is creating money. And that is really where people need to start to understand. Yes, spending can be fun. Isn't investing dangerous? You can lose a lot of money. Western Teak, I love it. Are you in the Teak fraternity by any chance, Western Teak? So, wow, embarrassing game by the Chargers, 45-0. Damn, not as embarrassing as that one the Hawks just laid down. Make 1.2 a month, 17 after tax, working 24 hours a week, save, invest, all of it. So Wayne, saving and investing is great, but it should, all right, Western Teak. We just got an engagement with your fraternity, First National Fraternity, that is going to use the money vehicle course. So brother, you're going to get access to this video, this series of courses. It's an on-demand, online financial literacy course. I'm excited to partner with you guys. And so we got that coming for you. You're going to get notified of that here soon. Pretty cool. Like that the Teaks are here. Bam. For some of you who are questioning, hey, is this thing real, this money vehicle? There's a lot of scams on here. It's legit. Like, it's real. It's on college campuses across the country. Check it out. It's in the bio. So you've learned today, what is the difference? So why Warren Buffett is who Warren Buffett is because this concept, the one he took from yesterday, he understands what is interest. Anytime somebody uses my money, they got to pay me interest. He understood compound interest, making money go to work for you over time. How did he begin to do that? Why is Warren Buffett the greatest investor of all time? Is he at 10 years old, 10, started to understand compound interest. He started to look at how the present value was equal to the future value. That is his concept. Nobody thought like this before him. He would look as a 10-year-old, work won't let me pick up more hours. Teenagers who want to build wealth work 24 hours a week on top of school. Not hard. It is hard. But if you can do that in your younger years, put it to work for you and start to build up your financial plan, you will be able to look at your 30s and 40s in a much different lens than everybody who is entering them with debt right now. So Warren Buffett had a philosophy and a strategy that he said this. He said, I don't want to pay to get my hair cut because it's $300,000. I would never pay $300,000 for a haircut. What the heck is he talking about? Well, what Warren Buffett did at the age of 10, 11 is he said, if I got 2 haircuts a month, paid $40 for them, which, I mean, you can argue some of these numbers, but 2 haircuts a month, $40 is $1,000 a year. That at 10%, at 5 years would be $1,600. At 10 years would be 26. At 25 years would be $10,000. And at 50 years would be over $100,000. He then equated it to him being 60, 70 years. But as you look at that, what's Wazoo? Wazoo is Washington State, little emblem. I'm wearing this because I just went for a walk, but that's where I went to school. So just seeing what you recommend. Ghostly. What's your question, Ghostly? I know I just want to see what you recommend. You talk about what investments I recommend. So as you look at that, why Warren Buffett is the greatest investor of our lifetime, of our age, is because he took that equation, that formula we talked about yesterday. Future value equals present value. That time value money, he equates present value equal to future value. That is how he invests, and that is how he sees money. So if somebody asks you tomorrow, what type of or are you? Spendor, savor, investor? You can answer them. I used to look at money in a day-to-day time frame. I now want to employ my money. I don't want to just go earn money. I want money to work for me instead of just going to work for money. I became a savor. That was my first step in the NFL. With those checks, I knew I had to start to save, and I would just stockpile them. It wasn't until somebody introduced me, as I am trying to do with you, to this mindset. If I had money that I knew I was not going to need over the next 6 months, year, 3, 5 years. Somebody earlier said investing is risky. It is dangerous. Could not agree more with you. Investing is risky. Why? Because why else would anybody give you their money? Why else would you earn money? Risk equals reward. That's a flash forward to chapter 6. One of the base 3 principles of investing. Do, re, mi. Do follow the, yes, it is do, re, mi is singing. Do is golden rule. We talked about that in chapter 1. Re is return equals risk. That means there has to be risk for you to make any money. And me is my emotions. I'm a saver, Western Teak said, and I have $2,000 I want to invest, but I'm scared I will lose it because I don't know what I'm doing or what to invest in. It's all about risk management, according to Wayne. Western, the question you have to ask yourself, number 1, you've earned it, you saved it, you want to go make it go work for you. What is your time frame? You look at it, you just said, I'm a saver. So are you trying to use these dollars in the next 2 to 3 years? If that answer is yes, you need to be more conservative. If you look at these dollars and say, no, Jed, these dollars are the beginning. This is I want a portfolio. It's going to start at 2,000. It's going to go to 20. Then it's going to go to 200 and 2 million. That is the mindset where you can begin to take on risk. As a young investor, time is our greatest advantage. Number one, because of the compounding exponential effect. But number two, because we are able to withstand the downfalls. Look at the market. The market will go down. It's a scientific fact. I don't know if it's scientific, but Warren Buffett says S&P 500 ETF is fine for most people. Cannot agree with that. How much to put into the S&P 500, says Ghostly. Here's what I would say. S&P 500 is the 500 largest companies here in America. Great recommendation. Warren Buffett, many believe that as an excellent one. Why? Because it filters itself. Once one of those 500 is no longer performing like the others, they kick their little butts out of there. So you are continually getting better and better. Tesla is about to evolve into it. So as you look at the S&P 500, that is America focused. So what I would do is go look at Vanguard, Fidelity for a global index. Charles Schwab, Acorns, Betterment, Wealthfront, Robinhood, they all have global indexes. And when you get a global index, you not only invest in the United States, but you get investments in 3,000 plus companies throughout the world. So yes, you get some of those emerging markets. Yes, you get some stability. You get some of the United States. So what I would look at is putting a large chunk into one of those global assets, then tilting it or favoring it here to the States with the S&P. So you get to have both. You get to have your cake and eat it too. Got to go by. Loved listening to your talk. Hey, Saban, appreciate you. See you tomorrow. Same time, same bad channel. Sam, it depends on your lifestyle needs. I feel like it is a system because not everyone can be the next Warren Buffett. Why would he give advice? Warren Buffett is one of the most philanthropic people out there. He's giving out advice because he is understanding. Money is not rocket science. I'm a big dumb jock. I'm a football player. I got my certification in financial planning. I know most things. I'm not an expert, but I know a lot about a little. I know a little about a lot around money. It's not that you should be intimidated because you can't understand it. You should be intimidated because nobody's ever taught you. If nobody taught you the ABCs, reading would look really hard. But somebody sat you down when you were young and taught you the ABCs. That is what we need. We need a class. Why my company, my business is what it is because there is not a class in high school or college that walks you through the ABCs of money. That is exactly what Money Vehicle is. I can't tell you how many students, some of them are on here, some of them have messaged me. They all say, man, why isn't this everywhere? No student debt, which is good, paid half my way. Student debt is an interesting one we'll talk about. I don't put student loans all the time in a bad debt. I don't always put it in good debt. But student loans are an investment in yourself and in your future. That is a reason you should take on debt. So I do say that. Investing is about balance and risk tolerance. VOO is a good S&P 500. VOO, I ain't mad at it. V being Vanguard. We talked about them. I feel like it is a system. Damn, you really made me look at things different now. J-Rock. That's all we're trying to do. That's all I want to do. Honestly, like I was in wealth management. I could have gone and been a financial advisor for the rest of my life, made plenty of money and just gone down that road. But I looked around and I was teaching wealthy kids about money. Wealthy kids don't need to know that much about money. They're going to be fine. I want to teach people. I want to teach human beings. I had 3 calls last week with first-generation Americans, people coming from other countries that have gone through the course, got the certification, and have told me they are teaching their parents about these concepts. Nobody is teaching these things. Seriously. Why? Because the financial industry profits if you remain ignorant. If people start to wake up and understand that money can be learned and then money can be used, you all are a generation that can change the world. I get to talk to NFL players all the time, and I tell them, you guys want to impact your society, your system, your inner city, your community? Do you know what you have to do first? Get your money in order. There is no chance you can make massive change without first learning how to handle your own money. Did you have a full ride out of high school, and what high school did you go to? So I'm from Southern California. I went to Mission Viejo High School. pretty popular. We were really good at football. Guys like Mark Sanchez came out of Mission Viejo. And yeah, I got a full ride to Washington State out of high school. But so no, I did not take on student loan. I'll be the first to admit that. I earned my way, in my defense. Tough choosing between a job I like with lower salary and vice versa. That's no doubt. You got to choose between salary. Salary is what makes you happy, and chasing a dream. That's a tough balance. Personally, last year, January 1st of this year, 2020, I made a leap. I gave up my salary. Scary as all shit. I ain't going to lie about that. But I'm chasing a dream now. I'm building a business around something I believe in, something I'm passionate about. It's Sunday afternoon. I don't know if you could tell. I'm kind of hyped. So I love this. So today, we wanted to look at in our rookie to veteran lesson, because I know John Kim's going to wrap me up here. We're 5 minutes over already. So our rookie to veteran lesson, we've learned mindset. Today, we answered that question of how does money create money? It creates money when I make it go to work for me. I begin to use the eighth wonder of the world, compound interest, and I make money my employee. If you want to write one thing down that will change your life, money is my employee. Make money go to work for you. Don't just go to work for it. One of my favorites is use money. It's your vehicle, money vehicle. How many stocks do you recommend someone having? I'm a long-term investor for my retirement. Ghostly, you can buy a global index. You can buy an American index. You can buy a foreign index. Have as many stocks as you possibly can. Have a broad, diversified. The one thing I would recommend is looking at your fees. What are today's questions? Bam, Sam, love it. Look at the fees if you're going to be a long-term investor, because those will eat at your returns. So greatness is unnatural. Greatness, success is unnatural, because historically being a saver, being an investor has been a social outcast. Back 100, 1,000 years ago, if you saved more than you needed, you were kicked out of the group. Why our money scripts need to change is because that historical lens needs to change. So understand, being unnatural is part of what we're doing here. We're changing the conversation, changing the social piece. Thoughts or things. So the questions of the day. Number one, write what money script you are. Number two, what were the 3 types of ors? And number 3, I guess those are good. What kind of money script were you? And what were the 3 types of ors? When did you get into finance after football? So Schnooksy. I got into finance my second year in the NFL. I started studying for my certification in financial planning because I was scared out of my mind. All right, here we go. Saver, spender, saver, investor. The question I have is it illegal to do what Leonardo DiCaprio did in The Wolf of Wall Street? Yes. I just got an alert. My Cougs kicked off. So what Leonardo DiCaprio did in The Wolf of Wall Street, selling penny stocks is not illegal. Saver, spender, because he got rich, Jordan Belfort. Yes, he did. He also got in a lot of trouble. All right, so let's see who's got the first answer. Western Look, John Freeman, saver, spender, bam, bam, bam. John Kim, you're my guy, but you were number 2. John Freeman, Freeman-o, Free Mayo. John Freeman, you got the choice today. And because we use this analogy, so John Freeman, do you want a book signed? Do you want access to the course? Do you want a playing card? Or do you want the $20 of the day? How do I find the fees? It's a great question. So when you are looking up a stock, it will tell you what the expense ratio is. Expense ratio is how much you're being charged to actually invest. So the ETF will show you the fees. Yep. At Ghostly, check the prospectus. The prospectus is, I would love a signed book. Boom, John Freeman getting the, let me write down. Free Love that you guys want these books, man. If any of you want to follow along, we got a whole group of people who are going through the 30 days. You're going to take a financial literacy test at the end. You could get certified. Grab the course. If you want half off, the code is Cyber Monday. We're continuing that all through December for people joining on TikTok. It is a 30-day financial literacy course and lessons each and every day. Today, your message, thoughts become things. I want you to write this down. I will, because it cannot be passive and it cannot be a lie. I will treat my money like an employee. Write those words down. See them, visualize them. If I send you a football, will you sign it? J-Rock, I'll hook you up. Go Cougs. Same time tomorrow, 7 o'clock Eastern. Sam, see you tomorrow, 7 o'clock Eastern, 4 o'clock West Coast. Let's go get that dub for the Cougs. It's a mean-looking beanie, Jed. Thanks, Corbin. Appreciate you. We got the Coug game coming right now. We got to support them. Would you recommend heavily investing in stocks that pay dividends? Dividends are a great concept. Cougs have to win today. Screw USC. Did you play against Brian Cushing? I'm with you on the USC hate. Yes, I played against Brian Cushing. Dude was a freak. So I would invest heavily in stocks if I had the time. Yes. Number two, dividends are a great question. If you are going to be taking the money out and using it as an income, then yeah, you want some dividends. But if you are looking for the long term, dividends shouldn't really matter to you all that much. If you believe the company will pay out over the long term, I don't need the company to pay me a dividend because the growth of the company is going to be my payment. So I do love some stocks with dividends, but they're not a deal breaker for me because I'm long term and I'm not looking at the income stream. I always drip dividend reinvestments. Thank you so much, John Freeman. Be getting your follow, getting your book out. Fullback of my wallet, the fullback of finance. That's what we're trying to be. If I treat my money like an employee, I hope it doesn't turn out to be a crappy employee. Western Teak, possibly the best message of the day. It won't, because you control your employees, and if they're a crappy employee, you fire them. Is the market overpriced in your opinion? Is it overpriced for today, or is it overpriced over the next 30 years? For my opinion, it's extremely underpriced if you're looking at it over the next 30 years. Wayne, it's probably not what you were hoping for, but that's how I see these things. Brian Cushing is a legend. USC was winning the Rose Bowl every time in your era. Yes, they were. Yes, they were. USC was the bee's knees. They were the boss. Brian Cushing's obviously a first round or second round. I think they had 3 linebackers go in the first and second round off that team. And yeah, I got on SportsCenter because Reggie Bush made me look foolish. I then got to go play with him in 2 teams, and he told me all about it. All right. That's the wrap today. We are live tomorrow, 7 Eastern, same bad time, same bad channel. Treat your money like an employee. Your Money Vehicle, check it out in the bio.